Hi, I'm Mark Elswick, author of Padman, A Dad's Guide to Buying Those and Other Tales. You know, in 5 months, the book has opened so many doors for me. I've interviewed in 3 countries, many states. I've never seen a rating below 5 stars, and Padman has been nominated for 2 prestigious nationally recognized awards. Things are going so well. And most importantly to me, I was asked if I would be interested in going overseas to talk to the troops about brain injury. Being a severe traumatic brain injury survivor, and 15% of everything from Padman is being donated to Brain Injury Association of America, I am so giddy about that, wanting that to get here. But they told me it would take a couple months at least to do the paperwork and all that, so I'm just waiting. A little bit about the origin of Padman. I was talking to a website designer to have her develop my website. I was planning to self-publish like a book of short stories, and it was kind of out of my price range. But we talked, and she had told me, I know a publisher who would be more than interested in your stuff. You have to show him and talk to him. So I did, and he loved it, and I asked him if I had more, and of course I have a lot more. And he sent me a contract and email. I signed it, faxed it back, and voila, I was on my way to becoming a published author, available worldwide. I guess my early writing career, you could compare it to swimming in an ocean. For example, with Padman, if you go swimming in the ocean as adults, we're going to run, walk, wade in, kids are going to dive in, but we're not going to, adults aren't normally going to wade in, adults aren't normally going to jump in right away, they're going to wade in. So, Padman surrounds you with humor. You're virtually guaranteed to laugh at 8 of the funny short stories. 4 are fathering stories, which have been compared to Pulitzer Prize-winning humor columnist Dave Barry. Then there are 4 father stories, 4 other funny stories, and 4 stories of survivors. 3 of traumatic brain injury, one's in my own story, and 1 is the day I spent with cancer, chemo, and a cancer chemo institute with cancer survivors. Admirable. Well, Padman is hope and humor. Then you're going to dive right in the water, traumatic brain injury, with the next release, which will be in October of 2012, Traumatic Brain Injuries, Milestones in Recovery. I'm working on that currently, and that's expected to be out in October. Now, people ask all the time, why'd you write a funny book about traumatic brain injury, something as serious as that? Well, the last chapter of Padman is simply, Dear Reader. It's front and back, a letter from me to anyone that reads it. And I want to read just a brief excerpt explaining why I did do that. And hopefully it'll make sense. Actually, the point is to promote traumatic brain injury recovery with humor and sometimes, yes, even bad taste. Why does this matter? Simply because what one person makes possible becomes possible for all people. For example, before the record 4-minute mile was broken, doctors said it was physiologically impossible. Then, on May 6, 1954, Roger Bannister proved them wrong. Since then, more than 855 have broken that record. Coincidence? Maybe not. Of course, I'm not saying 100% recovery is possible for all TBI survivors, or even any. Personally, I don't think it is possible, but trying is possible, and you can reach more than people think. But the one thing I can guarantee is this: recovery only comes to those who work for it. If this book gives hope to one family, one victim or his or her family to go for gold, then I have achieved my desire. Padman is available through Barnes & Noble for $14.95. Now, I sell my lot for just $10 plus shipping. You can contact me at Mark email me at mark@markelswick.com. That's MarkElswick, or add me on Facebook, author Mark Elswick. So, if you want the book, you can go through that way and get a hold of me. You're probably wondering though, if you're not going to get rich from this, what's the purpose of writing? Isn't an author's purpose to make money, become rich, famous, all that? Well, not mine. Excuse me. I do want to support myself through writing, but not that way. Writing to me is so much more. Basically, why do I write? I write for hope. Everything I write is for hope. I write for victims. I write for families. I write for you, and you. I write for everyone. I write for hope. I'm Mark Elswick. Like I always say, dream, hope, and believe. Thank you.